我觉着侬应该认真的做搿桩事体。
妈，这那个时候，
我笑，怎么捅自己啊？
你知道我就是这个样子呀，花痴嘛。
Hi, I'm here to talk one of my favorite Chinese movies of all time, The Wasted Times, or 落满体克消亡史, directed by Chen R. This is a crime thriller that just oozes with style, with influences with movies like Pulp Fiction and The Godfather. In fact, this movie feels very Tarantino in its incorporation of dark comedy and brutal violence, which is quite unique in Chinese cinema. There are even feet scenes as a homage to Tarantino's infamous foot fetish. The movie mostly takes place in 1930 Shanghai, with the majority of the dialogue in the Shanghainese dialect for authenticity. While the main plot contains typical crime drama tropes of betrayals and vengeance, there are also multiple subplots that include movie star gossip and the boy's quest to finally get laid. The movie is purposely shown out of order, similar to the non-linear narrative of Pulp Fiction.
陆先生
Ge You gives out the standout performance as Mr. Lu, a Shanghai crime boss and the protagonist in the movie. Mr. Lu appears very unassuming and discreet on the surface, but this is only a facade that hides his ruthlessness.
你怎么能不死呢？
Tadanobu Osano plays Mr. Lu's brother-in-law, a Japanese man who assimilated himself into the culture of Shanghai crime families. Finally, there's Zhang Ziyi, who plays Xiao Liu, the promiscuous wife of Mr. Wang, who chases the fame and glamour of Shanghai's movie industry. The interaction between these three characters make up the bulk of the main plot. Many characters throughout the movie seem to be very comfortable committing violence and murder. It seems to be just part of a job, and they seem to be very casual about it. In fact, there's a very memorable scene where someone's acting career and a candidate for murder for hire is casually discussed like a dinner table topic. This further adds to the feeling of dark comedy in this movie. However, it is likely that Western and even Chinese audiences may not be familiar with the historical context of 1930s Shanghai. Certain characters are based on real people that audiences may not be aware of. This may impact your viewing experience if you already struggle with the non-linear narrative of the story. To help you enjoy the movie better, I will give you a brief introduction to the historical background without giving spoilers to the plot. The crime bosses in this movie, Mr. Lu, Mr. Zhang, and Mr. Wang, were inspired by the real-life Shanghai Big Three, Du Yuesheng, Zhang Xiaoling, and Huang Jingrong. In real life, these three crime bosses control Shanghai through the Green Gang. The Green Gang was also covertly supported by the Chinese government at the time, the Kuomintang or the KMT, to suppress communist movements and to resist Japanese expansionism at the time. The frequently mentioned but never shown Mr. Dai in the movie is a reference to Dai Li, the KMT spy master who in real life acted as a liaison between the KMT and the Green Gang. He is also rumored to have taken up an actress as a mistress by paying off her husband. Overall, it took me repeated viewings to completely understand the movie, but each time proved more enjoyable than the last. This is overall a very fun film and does not take itself too seriously. Some people may be put off by the complexity of the plot, and some others may feel that the movie is too pretentious. The English title of The Wasted Times may have also been self-aware. The movie is very polarizing for some people. They either love it or hate it. The director himself seemed to be aware of this and poked fun at his critics through this scene.
导演的意思，搿是一部艺术片，是艺术，是拍拨我自己的人看的。哎哟。
However, I highly recommend this movie for fans of crime drama and dark comedy. And for those interested in learning about Chinese history in the 1930s. You may have to watch it more than once, but you will not be disappointed. The Wasted Times is available for rent and purchase on Amazon and iTunes.